Sometimes I catch myself thinking, if only things were different. But then the inner voice speaks, but things aren't different. This is what is. This is reality, and reality must be met, not wished away. So I return to myself, and I act. Hi, my name is Seneca, and this is the Stoic Mind. Not long ago, someone asked me, I've acknowledged my mistake, I've made amends. I know I've done what I could, but still, I can't forgive myself. If you've ever stood in that space between reason and regret, you're not alone. It's a common struggle. And to that person, I offered this. You were brave enough to face your wrongdoing. You stood in the light of truth and did what was in your control. That is no small act, that is virtue. We often think our errors disqualify us from peace. But the Stoics remind us error is human. Persisting in it is the problem. You've stopped persisting. That's everything. In a world where control is limited, the ability to realign with reason, to act with courage, to accept consequence, these are signs of a mind in harmony with nature. Still, self-forgiveness remains difficult. Why? Because deep down, many of us think we're not worthy of peace. We say, love others as yourself. But forget it assumes something crucial, that we do love ourselves. How many of us treat others with more care than we give our own souls? I read once that people often remember to give their pets medication before they remember their own. Is that love, or neglect masked as humility? You were not born for shame. You were born for reason, for virtue. Even if cracked, you are not broken beyond repair. Even if fallen, you are not worthless. To will the good for others is love. To will the good for oneself is also love. You've already chosen the path of correction. Now the question is, will you continue to carry the weight that reality has already removed? Ask yourself honestly, does it serve the world that you punish yourself endlessly? When you walk around dragging chains you've already been freed from, who benefits? The answer is simple, no one. Not the universe, not others, not even your own growth. Clinging to guilt is not justice. It is just another form of ego, a refusal to accept what is. The Stoics teach, do your duty, correct your path, and then release the rest. If your mind is aligned with reason, you have done your part. So what keeps us stuck? Maybe it's not the sin, but the shadow it casts. How others now see us. What's been lost that cannot be reclaimed. How outcomes have slipped beyond our grasp. These are hard truths, but remember, you control your actions, not their ripple. What others see is not who you are, but what they perceive. What has passed is no longer yours to govern. You may feel regret, but do not live in it. Regret is a signal, not a home, and so stand up, live today with reason, choose the good again, not because you feel worthy, but because it is right. This is the Stoic mind. Face reality, act with virtue, and let the rest go.